Boom. It's your boy, Enigma September. This is the recording of the Enigma Sept Hour. Guys on YouTube land, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, comment, like the page, like the post. And also, too, make sure to holler at my bros, my man Backpack Beats at youtube.com/Backpack Beats with a Z. Check out his joint. Got good content. And my man Big Low announced he got content coming on his over his YouTube page. So guys, make sure to go over there, check out whatever Big Low got going on at youtube.com/Big Low Hip Hop. All right. So my boys out here grinding, working like yours truly. And we about to get it popping. This is episode 93. I got my man Marcel P Black. He'll be on the live halfway mark. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the recording started of the podcast. So let's go. Boom, boom, boom. This is your boy Enigma September, and you're listening to the Enigma Sept Hour. What you just heard was my man Chad Rhymes. Chad Rhymes hit you with the new joint, Switch It Up. I believe he has a video. I know he had a promo of the video. I believe he had a video for that joint. So just stay tuned for that. I'll let you guys know. But till then, y'all support your boy Chad Rhymes, a friend of the show. This is episode 93 of the Enigma Sept Hour podcast, brought to you by Freedom Train Radio. Tonight, I've been playing my man joints for like past 3-4 weeks, or at least like sprinkled within the past like 5 weeks, and finally got him on the show. Finally, actually, I meant to do a Enigma Sept Hour next with him when he came into town about a year ago, a little less than a year ago. Didn't have the nerve. Didn't want to bring the GoPro into the building. So it didn't happen. But I got him on the podcast tonight. So he'll be in the halfway mark. So yeah, my man Marcel P Black, coming out of Louisiana, to be exact. Baton Rouge. It'd be fucked up. Be from Shreveport. That'd be messed up. Also, too, man. Speaking of YouTube, I gotta chill. I try to give y'all some nuggets. Try to give y'all some nuggets in regards to music that's available, and I realized why. If you go to the YouTube page. I know those listen to the podcast, like, we don't go to your YouTube page. We don't want to see your ugly mug. But if you go to the YouTube page, I don't play the music. And I thought I knew why. And I forgot why. To the last episode, when I posted the YouTube video and they tagged my ass. And I was like, God dang it. And then, what's even crazier, man, they tried to be petty. But they was like, oh, your content isn't monetized. But if it is, you won't get any money off this. Like, I'm not even monetized. Why y'all had to hit me anyway? But I get it. Art's rights. I can't be mad at that. But yeah, they got your boy twice, actually. I think the last episode, so 92 and 90. So yeah, any tidbits, just gone to edit it. Also, too, I like talking about the elephant in the room. I'm not gonna make sure I ain't ask you. I'm not for the steer away from the elephant in the room. Outlaw Beats, I know you're listening. If you are listening, Do not turn this off because you hear my fire alarm. It's kind of funny because I try to do any and everything to eliminate all the sounds, and there it goes. The whole time. The whole time. But we're here now. Hopefully I can continue so you guys won't be distracted. Also, too, I'm going to buy those batteries tomorrow early. Because there ain't nothing to it. Just put it in there. I think it's just one of them. We got multiple in here, but I think it's just one in the hallway. The rest of them work. Anyway, and also, too, you guys are probably going to hear Kobe. Kobe's going to make his entrance. I'm sure of it. I'm sure. Just going to wait for it. So, matter of fact, if you guys want to do a drinking game while you listen to the podcast, take a shot every time you notice the fire alarm, and take a shot. Take 2 shots anytime you hear Kobe barking in the background. See how far that gets you. How about that? Try to make it fun. Anyway, man, let's get to the news. Today, or the day of the recording, you guys are going to get this on Memorial Day. Unless Pat said, screw that, I'm going to enjoy my Memorial Day. Even though I think I made this joke last year. I went and looked to make sure that I wasn't like repeating myself. So I did make this joke last year about the podcast not coming on Monday because Pat is going to want to enjoy his Memorial Day. But I believe that the podcast did come on that Monday on Memorial Day. So I'm not going to tease Pat. I'm sure that he's going to make sure that the podcast is there. But yeah, actually I'm recording this a bit early. So yeah, you guys are going to have to forgive me. It's going to be some things. You're going to be like, yo, why you ain't talk about this? It happened over the weekend. I guess the question is, Enigma, why don't you just record the podcast on Sunday? Drop it on Monday. Actually, I mean, yeah, Pat, Joe. That's going to be ugly. It'd be ugly recording on Sunday. Granted, most people have nothing to do on Sunday afternoons, but that would be ugly. But, and plus I'm not doing it live anymore. That's why I did it on Fridays. It was good to do it live on Friday. Primetime TV. But I'm not doing live anymore. I'm doing these Zoom recordings. So, hey. So we'll see. What we got? Oh, today, or the day of the recording is the 48th birthday of my favorite rapper, the Notorious B.I.G., a.k.a. Biggie Smalls, a.k.a. Christopher Wallace. And, yeah, ain't got much to say. I'm joking. Ain't got much to say. If you guys remember when we talked about the passing of Andre Harrell, I'm about to say for real, Andre Harrell, I stated that he was partially responsible for me even doing this because he discovered Puffy, basically, who discovered Biggie. And when I discovered Biggie, I decided I want to be a rapper. Rapper turned into podcasting, and here we are. So I'd be remiss not to mention Biggie himself. But like I said, man, Biggie is the reason why I started rapping. If you don't know, basically because I saw him, I was like, hey, yo, you fat like me. He rapping. He made it. He on TV. So I figured, I was like, hey, all I have to do is be a good rapper. I don't have to look pretty like LL Cool J. I just have to be a really good rapper. That's it. Bet it up. I'm gonna do that then. That's what we're gonna do. And yeah. That's how Biggie influenced me. He was just like, hey, you can be ugly and do this. You know that, right? You ain't got to be super pretty. And so I went with it. I just knew I had to be dope. And that's why I try to be dope. But yeah, man, 48 years old. It's kind of crazy too, because I guess kind of tied in with the podcast. My whole thing when came out to Big was, I remember this saying he had about, he didn't want to be this 30-year-old rapper doing something that an 18-year-old could do better. And it's kind of funny I mentioned that because I saw a post on Instagram. I know how recent it was. Waka Flocka stated that, rap is now for the young niggas. I don't know why he's just figuring this out, but okay then. But yeah, it was kind of like that same vibe. And as I was getting closer to 30, 10 years ago, I was just like, yeah, man, I'm pretty much done. I don't want to be that 30-year-old rapper. But I went to go see Notorious, which came out in 2009, and which is the movie about Biggie Smalls' biopic, if you will. And after watching the movie, I decided that I was going to do one more project. I feel like I owed it to Big because he didn't have a chance to turn 30 and change his mind and say, yo, I'm going to keep rapping. Nas doing it, Jay doing it, Snoop doing it, whatever. On the flip, as I approach 40, hell, I feel the same. I'm still here. There's no need for me, granted, I'm not definitely trying to get signed to a deal. But just as far as having love for the culture, and in particular, this podcast thing, definitely continue to grind on it and try to entertain y'all, give y'all a little hip hop flavor, and that's about it. And inform y'all. Give you some hip hop flavor, educate you, keep you inspired. You know what I mean? So yeah, speaking of inspiration, let me give a shout out Miss Shelby, Miss Candace over there in Shelby's World. Shouts out to that podcast. Man Joe with The Fix, and my man Pat with Lessons from the Screen and Freedom Train Radio. Salute to everybody on the platform. But yeah, man, that's all we all trying to do. I'm just, I got a little hip hop flavor to me. You know what I mean? Shouts out to Tariq Knockout, rocking his t-shirt tonight. So yeah, man. So rest in peace, Biggie Smalls. May his spirit lives on. Peace to his kids, man. They grown. That's crazy. Like, little CJ ain't little no more. You're a grown ass man out here making moves. His daughter Tiana, same thing. So, yo, man, that's my inspiration. He have a chance to be a father to CJ. Yeah, sometime with his daughter. Shoot, man. Nah, I'm here. I'm gonna do what he couldn't. I think he was about 4 when. I think his daughter was about 4 when he got up out of here. Mackenzie be 4 in November. Yeah. Hopefully by that time, shoot, me and Fia be on, getting ready to have a little boy, so, hey, trying to hold it down for Big, man. Speaking of hip-hop legends, man, also, too, little known fact, you ain't gonna hear too much of it, I don't think. I came across it on Twitter, and I felt remiss if I didn't share it because this is a hip-hop podcast. Mostly about podcasting, gonna give you the information. Not to be hyped about it because it's sad. But Robert Rocky Ford passed away. He was a producer. Matter of fact, he discovered Curtis Blow. I think he was Curtis Blow, was one of his managers. Definitely a producer. He produced Curtis Blow, probably the biggest hit, The Breaks. He was a mentor to Russell Simmons. Actually, it was Russell Simmons who announced Mr. Ford's passing. And apparently back in 79, he was working for Billboard magazine, but he left to help produce Curtis Blow Christmas Rapping another big hit. So what you know the breaks, Christmas rapping, and basketball. Curtis Blow did that. But yeah, man, he left and got Curtis Blow signed to a major label. Curtis Blow, one of the first rappers to sign to a major label. One of the first rappers, I think, to have a gold record. And some other things, man. Y'all sleep on Curtis Blow, bro. Curtis Blow was. I don't know. It seems like I'm just learning. Like, hey, yo, no, nigga, I knew. Curtis Blow was like the Jay-Z of like the early '80s, bro. Like Mans was killing it, and my man Robert Rocky Ford, you know what I'm saying, was instrumental in that success, which means he was instrumental in the success of hip hop getting more exposure around the globe. In particular, like I tell y'all, you know, the whole rap versus, or you got, you know, so you got hip hop and you got rap business culture, and I feel like my man's really put in work to create that culture. You know what I mean? For better or for worse. You know what I'm saying? You can look at it as a good thing or a bad thing. But I think at that point, they, you know what I'm saying, they did it for the love. They did it to build a culture and felt the culture was important. And so, yeah, I don't look down on him or them for that matter. Russell Simmons, I don't know. Hope he wasn't being rapey out here in these streets. Got some allegations going on. I believe her, but I don't know much, so I really can't say right now. So, and I just heard them because, yeah, it's a number. It just ain't one or two. But, yeah, man, besides that, man, rest in peace to Robert Rocky Ford. Now, I know y'all think I'm tripping. You think I was going to forget. Hey, what it do? Of course, this weekend you had the another verzuz IG battle that went down. Early 2000s represented. You know, I was straight out of high school when these cats. Hell, I was still in high school. Nope, a little after high school. But yeah, Nelly and Ludacris, and the general consensus is that Luda destroyed. Luda destroyed Nelly, man. Give Luda his flowers. But yeah, apparently, I missed the first couple of minutes. I think the first like 3-4 songs. I missed out on that, but I think my thinking is the reason why it looked or it appeared that Luda was just like running Nelly over was just like Nelly was the Teddy Riley of the two, in that, yeah, his sound just wasn't there, and yeah, it just didn't come across as strong as it just didn't come across as strong as Luda. And then plus two, I think Luda just had like that poise. Like Mans was just, he was chilling. Luda just knew how to entertain, versus like Nelly just looked like he was just really like drunk, you know, or at least tipsy. I ain't say drunk. He wasn't like slurring his words, but at some point, Mans was just like more wilding than anything. And also too, yeah, it was just really, to me, it was the sound. The sound just wasn't as clear on Nelly's end, and yeah, just Luda just knew how to kill it. But you can't attribute it to the fact that Luda got radio experience. He had been doing radio before he got on, and Luda just had that confidence. Luda, they had nothing to prove. He's like, I'm in here. But it's crazy because, I mean, the one thing that Nelly had on Luda is, you know, Nelly got a diamond album. There's only, I think, 5 rappers. They got 6. So you got Pop, Biggie, Nelly, Eminem, and Outkast. So yeah, 6. Maybe the Fugees. I don't know if they reached diamond yet. off the score. But then amazingly enough, Nelly and M are the only rappers to go diamond. I don't think MC Hammer went diamond or Vanilla Ice. I think they got close. Could be wrong. Maybe, okay, so I give it to him. So that's what? Eight rappers. So Nelly, Eminem, MC Hammer, and Vanilla. Do you want to be in that group? But those four, they went diamond off one album. Why does that need to be said? Because with the double albums, one purchase equals 2 albums. So technically, with All Eyes on Me and Life After Death and Love Below Speaker Box, they only sold 5 million units. 10 million albums or 6 million or 5.5. So they sold, 11, 10.5, whatever it was to reach over that diamond plateau. But technically, they only sold 5.5 or 6 million units versus Nelly, Eminem twice. Eminem's the only rapper to do it twice with Marshmello's LP and the Eminem Show. They go diamond on a single album. So I mean, each unit. So I mean, pure 10 million copy albums. So, hey, what can you say? But yeah, Nelly came in with that confidence. You would think that Luda would be the underdog and be like, hey, yo, this man got a whole diamond album out here. I don't know if I can compete. The best I did was 3 mil of my first 2 albums. But no, Luda had the hits. He was kind of killing it. It wasn't horrible, but yeah, I just think it was the sound. The sound did it. But big up to both of them, man. I think a lot of people will sleep. I do think that Luda's songs age better than Nelly's. Oddly enough, because when you think about it, Nelly's style is more relevant today. That sing-along style is what most of the young rappers do. Lil Baby, even Lil Baby, and Gunna, Future, they do that sing-along style, which Nelly and Ja Rule kind of ushered, which probably would have been a better battle. Despite the fact that Nelly has the diamond album. But they both got, versus Luda is more like 90s rap, scalato, loud voice, bombastic, Cadillac feels, you know what I mean? Like he just all in your face on some Buster Redman type tip. But I think that's probably what helped them is that their fan base, at least their rap fan base, that style aged better amongst us late 30, early 40-year-olds versus the Nelly joint, which was cool when you was not even in the top flight at that time. If you was at the Louvre or you was at Late Night Library, Chubby's weren't even out then either, so don't say Chubby's. The Garden, maybe, for y'all jits. Felicia, I'm looking at you. But now that, like I said, we in our mid, late 30s, early 40s, we probably tend to like the Luda versus, the Nelly, because we can't EI us up around our teenagers. We look crazy. What Cadillac feels, throw them bows, feel a little better when you're 40. I think that's what did it. You got a whole bunch of 40-year-olds. And they got a new battle. Not who you think it is, because a lot of misinformation. I told you about that last week. Misinformation is just bad across the board. It's not just Trump supporters. Misinformation is everywhere, and we all suffer for it. But the next battle would be Beenie Man versus Bounty Killer. Not 112 versus Jagged Edge. I know you guys stopped. Like, wait. Well, actually, by the time y'all hear this, y'all gonna be like, we know. But I saw a lot of people, Felicia, that was going around like, hey, 112 versus Jagged Edge this weekend. Nope. Wrong. Nah. It's Beenie Man versus Bounty Killer. And I predict, by the time you hear this, you guys gonna be like, he was right. Or you're gonna be like, I predict that this is gonna be bad in regards to views. Hell, it might be bad in regards to the internet connect. Now, not to be Jamaican racist or Caribbean racist. I love my Caribbean people, my Caribbean massive. Love y'all. However, if we got some of our top-notch people in regards to musicians in America, and they sitting here having troubles, man, going international, bruh, I don't know. Jamaica may have something. I ain't gonna front on Jamaica. You never know. Jamaica's sneaky. They may pull up and maybe the cleanest versus battle we ever seen. But then we're gonna need a translator. I already know. Bro. So yeah, I gotta find somebody who can translate patois, because I'm not. It's gonna be heavy too, man, because it's gonna be them too. So it's not like they're gonna have an American to balance it out, so they have to clean it up because they thinking, oh, I'm talking to another American. Man, yeah, what the hell Bounty Killer been at? You know what I mean? Bounty Killer probably been in the deep woods somewhere in Kingston somewhere. You know what I mean? Try to bring them out by to the proper light, man. I can't do it. I'm not even going. I don't know the cuss words. Bati, man. That's that's bad. That's bad. I can't say Rise clock. Like the blood clock like that. It's bad, and it's bad because I'm saying bad words. So it's just bad all around. But man, like I said, rewind selector. That's probably the only words I'm gonna understand during this whole verses, because their accents are going to be dumb thick. You know what I mean? Gonna be dumb thick, man. So yeah, we're gonna get prepared for that. Now, apparently, they're working on the 112 in Jagged Edge. It's not gonna be this week. Apparently, Swiss hollered at JD, and it was Jermaine Dupri, if you don't know. It was just like, yo, let's see if you can get Jagged Edge to do this. I was like, pump the brakes, yo. Hold up. You think JD gonna really do that with Timberland being involved? Because like I said, I just mentioned Eminem. I remember that beef. What Timberland said, tell him to suck my dick. They Jermaine Dupri like, fuck all y'all. Give me Timberland piece of the pie in this battle, and we good. I get Jagged Edge on, bruh. God damn. How you scratch your voice and tell somebody, Might as well. Anyway, so it's going to be a good battle, man. Unfortunately, can't tell you guys what's going to happen when you get it on Monday. You have to tell me. Hit me up on Twitter at Enigma September. Let me start running my mouth. We're going to get to the next track, and then my man Marcel P Black going to come on, and we're going to see what he talking about with this rapping thing and how he dealing with it amongst these times. So I'm going to play this joint. I played it about 50, 11 times already. But screw it, because I like it. And I'm going to give it to you. Pause. It is what it is. The joint, Someday, by my man Marcel P. Black, featuring the homie, Skyzoo. This is the Enigma Sept Hour. You got time, baby. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. This is your boy Enigma September. This is the Enigma Sept Hour. What you just heard was Someday featuring Skyzoo. And the person who made the song is on the air, on the podcast right now, my man Marcel P. Black. What's good, homeboy?
Man, I can't complain, man. Trying to maintain in the midst of this quarantine and things of this nature.
Word. And I know, for you, amongst, a few of the homies or whatever, like, Big Low. I know y'all boys, y'all stay traveling, stay, getting the grind in on this hip hop tip. So, when everything got shut down, like y'all was the first two that was kind of on my heart in regards to, the effect of it, like on a real sense.
Right.
So I guess just to jump into it, like what have you done to, deal with the quarantine and, shutting down of the bars and stuff like that?
So I don't know if you know, it kind of began like in March. Like I lost 7 gigs in March, and then like I had a whole Midwest tour in the month of April, and then I had like 4 or 5 dates in May, and my first international show in May as well, and a couple festivals. So like I'm out of probably just between March, April, and May. I'm out of probably about 15 grand. You know what I'm saying? Because like the album dropped, it went well. Everything was kind of leading up. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of leading up, and then had to cancel everything. But I don't know if you know, my pops passed. So like the day after I announced, like I had to cancel everything, my pops passed away. So I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It's been hard, man. It's been hard because like, from a financial aspect, like, being a touring artist is my full-time job. You know what I mean? I drive Uber, to make ends meet. And I was doing I was teaching hip hop class. So like pretty much all my streams of income kind of came to a halt. But more than that, like, my heartbeat stopped. You know what I'm saying? My pops is my best friend, my biggest inspiration, my mentor, my superhero. So I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, of course I'd much rather have my dad than touring, you know what I mean? But like, so it kind of, life kind of hit me all the way around. You know what I'm saying? I definitely missed the road, but honestly, my pops passed, and I probably would have had to cancel anyways. You know what I'm saying? So, of course I miss rapping. Of course I miss performing. You know what I'm saying? But so, and I don't trust it to go outside yet. So, you know what I mean? So I just kind of being cooped up in the house trying to deal with all of this. It's been a lot. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't trying to have a sad interview, but just being honest with you. You know what I'm saying?
No. I want the real, first of all. And second, let it be known, that I send my condolences in regards to your father. I know, well, let me take that back. Thankfully, I don't know that pain, but I've experienced, being around people who's lost their parents. Matter of fact, I was with my dad when he lost his dad. And that was only the second time I seen him cry.
Right.
Like boo-hoo, just nasty cry. So yeah. Like I get how devastating that can be at any point in our life. And so even at this time, you know what I'm saying? Like I can imagine, try to imagine how devastating. And yeah, man, my heart goes out to you, bro. Straight up. Like
I appreciate that, man. Like I said, like, you can't, because we social distance and quarantine, you can't necessarily be close to your family and things of that nature. I don't have any family in state Louisiana. So, like I said, man, but just kind of, it was even a point to where, like, I had to decide. I had to, like, with the coach and some of my family members, and just really kind of like, I wasn't really gonna do music anymore. You know what I'm saying? But I had an uncle who talked to my dad every single day, and he told me about how much, like, my dad was a huge fan, and he was proud of the platform I had. You know what I'm saying? Because my dad was a gospel singer, but he knew, like, with me doing hip hop, I can get into spaces that he wouldn't be able to get into. You know what I'm saying? With him being a gospel artist. And so, like, he was really proud of the platform that I created. I guess I hate to say it, but like the brand of Marcel P. Black and what Marcel P. Black stands for. So my uncle was like really urged me, like, man, don't stop what you're doing. Like, if it's about money, we got you, but you have something greater than that. So, like I said, at the beginning of May, I released a compilation CD. You know what I'm saying? So just slowly kind of getting back to my musical self. Like I definitely like it's funny because like for the last 4 years, man, I've been touring real hard. And so
Yeah.
like my last show was February 13th, and this is three. It's been over 3 months. It's the longest it's been in 10 years without me doing a show. You know what I'm saying? So like I look back. It's weird because I look back on my Facebook memories and I see like these tour lives. Like damn, I really was like this is my lifestyle. So now like then moving forward, post all of this. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, they're opening venues, but like they only want 25% capacity. So what's 25% of a 100 cap room? You know what I'm saying? So like it's gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? Once everything opens back up. And so for me, like the long way to answer your question, it's just been about figuring out how to make sure I stay in contact with people who support me, stay in contact with people who, you know, they want to check on me, they want to buy something or whatever. You know, so you know, I've always been a direct to fan, a direct to consumer person via touring. That's always been my thing. And so now I'm kind of having to rewrite my whole playbook to make sure that, you know, because with this, you know, having a fan base is great, but for a lot of people, you can easily be out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
So it's about being creative and doing different things to kind of stay in contact with people. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But I'll let you know, in my space, you've been doing your thing, you know what I'm saying, as far as keeping contact, as far as putting information out, you know what I'm saying? Hell, when you put a compilation out, I had told you when you came down here, I was going to get your joint. I didn't get around to it. So I was like, let me keep my promise and go get this man an album. But on top of that, I knew, I was like, he really, I know, you know, like I said, those like you and Big Low and like, you know, guys who rely on that touring, like y'all really need this merchandise to be purchased. You know what I mean? So I was like, I made it, like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, boom, boom, with the Bandcamp. And that's why, honestly, that's why I've been playing your songs, because it was like, hey, I got all these tracks.
I appreciate that, man. Like, and that's why, like that's why when I saw you tweet, I said, man, I want to be on the show. And this is like this is like I did a couple interviews with, you know what I'm saying, a part of, you know, because with MegaRan, the young RJ, I did a couple interviews as part of their rollout or whatever. But it's like my first interview since, you know, since my pops passed. And I was just like, let me talk to the people. Let me see what's good. You know what I'm saying? And like for me, like the beauty of being like an independent underground artist, I don't answer to nobody. I don't answer to there's no record label. There's nobody's in my pockets. I don't answer to anybody. I do what I want to do. But I work for the people. I work for people who love hip hop. I work for people who love the culture, the craft, who love MCing, who love good music. So therefore, it's like, you know, it's my responsibility to make sure that like I'm providing something dope. But I don't like asking for something without giving something. I don't feel like I earned it that way. You know what I'm saying? So like you know, hey, I want you to support. I'm not going to ask you to rebuy something you already bought before. Let me give you something that's compilation, because there's certain people who only met me after I put out my last couple projects. They might have heard Cry Freedom. They might have heard my songs were Substantial or Superstition. You know what I'm saying? And I got 12 projects. I can make compilations all day, a greatest hits, you know what I'm saying, all day or whatever. But, you know, so I wanted to do something different, even, you know, with the masks and things of that nature. It's just like, you know, like that, like that type of investment, like people have, you know, fans and supporters, even other artists, people have invested in me and allowed me to get to the point where I can support myself full time. It's a must that I reach back out, talk to people, and just always have something, because everybody bored right now. Ain't nobody got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to be able to give somebody something to do. You know what I'm saying? And have, you know, maybe give something like it's like right now, while everybody's just kind of sitting at home thinking, like, I'm gonna take advantage of it, because I don't really make the music that you play in your car in the club.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, we're in the club, brother. I make the stuff that you ride to, that you listen to while you playing Xbox.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or you know what I'm saying? So while people have time to sit home and think, let me give you some of this good old thinking music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just mentioning that, talking about the Nelly Luda battle, and I was just like, when you think about it, Luda kind of got a little bit more songs that you can kind of listen to, versus Nelly kind of got more of the danceable songs. So yeah, and that's like you said, like because of the situation, most times people they want something they can settle down because they can't turn up. They try to turn up in their crib, they can't turn up like they want to turn up.
No.
You know what I'm saying? At a club or at a bar or whatever. So it's like, yeah, like it's probably the best time. Like, hey, let me slide in, slide in the pockets real quick, let you know what I got. Speaking of, I think this is still relevant. You know what I mean? As far as, even though we can't really get out here, but I just want to show you.
Yes.
Still rapping out here. You know what I mean?
Yes. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Yes, it's the movement. It's the movement.
For those in the podcast, I got a button that says, not Joe Button. You know, I got a button that says, real MCs don't rap over vocals, which has been my man Marcel calling card for at least the past couple of years, at least from what I've seen or whatever.
Right.
Now, I'll say I am a converted sinner. I'm born again. Now, granted, back in the day, way back in the day, around Nelly Ludacris time, I was like rapping over vocals. And it was mainly because it's what I saw on TV. You know what I mean? Whoever, MTV, whatever, that was, you know, I didn't have anybody that was like on the ground level saying, look, you should do it this way. And it wasn't until I ran to my man Stess, my man A to the L, and they was like, yeah, you're supposed to rap over your vocals. And I was like, nigga, what? Y'all white, but nigga, what? Like, hold up.
Right.
I seen P.I. do it on the BET Awards 2 years ago. What you talking about? But Stess broke it down to me. It was just like, yo, this is why, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was converted, and since then, been rolling. You know what I mean? So with that, like, if you have somebody who, you know, been miseducated and don't understand, like, what pointers would you give them as far as trying to cross over from where they probably been doing it, being misguided, and how they should do it and why?
Cool. All right. So it's weird because like the leader of the movement, I'm not really sure. I've always been against it, you know what I'm saying? But like, as I became a touring artist, I started going to more shows and just as a facilitator, you know what I'm saying? It just kind of like happened, and like it kind of happened as a joke. Somebody jokingly said, watch Marcel rap over vocals, right? And it was a joke. And I was in California. And so I made like a whole bunch of posts about it, and my whole Facebook blew up. You know what I'm saying? And so this was July 25th, 2018. So so now I made that. July is the International Stop Rapping Over Vocals Month, and July 25th is the International Stop Rapping Over Vocals holiday, right? So so this is my thing, man. Like, a lot of us rappers, even underground independent people, a lot of people take cues from the music industry, even if we're not in the music industry. For me, my allegiance is to the culture. The culture of hip hop, the craft and arts form of hip hop, right? Now, I'm not saying that, like, so to me, like, they're very closely, the culture and the industry are very closely aligned. I wouldn't necessarily say, you know, but, you know, sometimes there's a thin line, but it's not necessarily synonymous, right? For me, I care about being the dopest MC. Now, if I can monetize the situation, if I can tour, whatever, blah, 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 that's cool. But so my advice to young artists, like, I get it. If you're doing auto-tune, singing type of stuff like that or whatever, I understand why you do the situation. That's kind of the reason why I expanded to saying real MCs. If you're going to call yourself an MC, I want to push you to be a better MC. So, I mean, like, a lot of times when people rap over vocals, you know what I'm saying, it's because they haven't rehearsed. They too drunk, they too high, they don't know their lyrics. They not working out, so their cardio is bad. They ain't got no breath control or whatever. You know what I mean? And so, like, if you have all those different skills, then you have no need to rap over vocals. And just from a fan standpoint, like it's impressive if I go to a show and the rapper's not rapping over vocals. Let's say he forget let's say in the middle of the verse he forget his rhymes, but he kick a freestyle real quick, and it's even doper. Or he might change it, like if in the song he's referencing like when I was in Virginia, and this guy, he was rapping over vocals in the song. He referenced like Sacramento Kings and Boogie Cousins. By this time, Boogie Cousins was already he was with the Warriors, right? So like he could have flipped that line, you know, to an old song if he wasn't rapping over vocals. You know what I'm saying? And so like the ability to come off the top of the head, if you want to flip it and do some call and response, like, you know, I'm a churchy type of guy. So, you know, one of the things that I take pride on in my performance, you might enjoy the way it sounds on record, but when I'm live, if I'm in that zone, I can do a whole bunch of different singing and different vocal, and, you know what I'm saying, things just to kind of make it more fresh. And like, and to all the young artists who say that, like, you know, like being that I don't make the type of music that a lot of people do, if I'm on a bill that's not necessarily an underground hip hop bill, right? If 10 people are rapping over vocals, first of all, I'm not gonna be on the show with 10 people, but let's say if I'm on a bill with 10 people rapping over vocals, if I'm the one person who does it and I rock the crowd, they're gonna give me so much more respect than everybody else in the room. If you know what I'm saying? So it's like I've never heard someone get mad because somebody isn't rapping over vocals. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never seen somebody boycott or somebody who's not rapping over vocals. You know what I'm saying? So to me, of course, I like to make fun of it and have fun. But at the end of the day, man, it's really a way to push the culture, make it a more enjoyable experience for the audience. You know, because it's about skill, it's about technique, it's about vocal dexterity, it's about so many more different things than just actual like making music. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the fun. So we can do that in the studio all day. But like, I like to be able to get up in front of an audience and like put on the show, put on an experience, and like be able to let somebody else experience something that they wouldn't hear or feel just by listening to the record.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I can tell you, like, you do that, for me being a fat black dude on stage, jumping around and doing all this extra stuff or whatever, it makes the audience be like, this nigga spit. You know what I'm saying? This nigga rocking, this nigga 400 pounds, wearing all this polo, he up there getting it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what separates me to somebody that's just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's really, you know what I say, I have fun making the memes and clowning people, but overall, man, it's about pushing the culture forward, pushing the craft forward, you know what I'm saying, and having a more enriching experience when it comes to live performance.
Yeah, and honestly, you said a lot of things that I've discussed on this podcast that I believe in. I've always, not always, but I came with this theory as far as you got, you know, hip hop culture and you got rap business culture. And rap business culture, of course, is part of hip hop culture because hip hop encompasses everything. But I think a lot of people get it confused because they think rap business culture is all hip hop culture. And it's like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody is out here trying to get a dime or a dollar out of every rhyme that they spit. You know what I mean? And some of those same the games aren't the same. And also too, the same thing what you just said as far as rapping over vocals. I've tried to preach that to younger artists that I've seen perform and just tell them like, look, it just sound better, bro. You know what I mean? Like you up there, you blah 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 behind the vocals. It's almost like your vocals double stacked, but it's clashing. It's like it's better if it just comes straight from you and they just hear you in the beat. And then also too,
and like, you know, like me. No, I'm sorry to cut you off, but like me and you, we older than like a lot of these younger dudes, right? Some of these dudes never rapped in a cypher before. Some of these dudes, they never beat on lunch tables, they never whatever. So like when we started rapping, if we didn't have all that, like some of these people, the first time they ever spit around was in the studio. Like me, people our age, we rapped in the back of the bus, in the band room, in the cafeteria, in the locker room for 10 years before we ever got to a studio, right? And so like a lot of these, it's a lot of rappers, bro. Like I've seen rappers. The first time they ever did a show, they paid to play to get on some showcase in front of 300 people, and they literally haven't rapped the song since they recorded it, and it sucks. You know what I'm saying? It's not good. And so so we come from an era to where it's just like, man, you know, let's get back to the MCing. Like I want to impress people. I don't want to sound like everybody else. I don't want to play it safe. I'm not afraid to fuck up and mess up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid of none of that. I want to impress people with what I gotta say. You know what I'm saying? Like it's because the beats and the hustling and all this other stuff. When I got the microphone in my hand, I'm a king. And I want everybody to hear what I got to say. And I don't think a lot of the younger artists, because they come up different culturally, I don't think they got that in them to even understand the importance of, you know what I'm saying, being able to do that as an MC.
No, that's real, because, again, I'm just like you in the fact of when I get on stage, like, I'm trying to rock the crowd. It's my responsibility to rock the crowd, not for them to be paying attention to me. And I think that's where the issue lies in, is that I think a lot of these rappers, young and old, I think a lot of them think that the audience is supposed to be there for them and watch them. And I think the reason why they rap over their vocals is because they want the audience to hear the recorded version. They don't understand that there's different versions. You got a show version and you got a recorded version. You impress them with the show version and then they go get the recorded version. But because they only have that business mindset, they think 100%. They got to put the recorded version up front, and they just kind of just showing their face. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. And I think that's where the confusion lies in, and why they think they got to play the vocals. I mean, I'm seeing rappers where they literally had the mic down like this, like not even close to their mouths. I'm like, what you doing? Like, your job is to rock the crowd. Your job is to entertain. But like you said, I think because of the way they came up, because they haven't been taught, they don't understand that. And they wonder why ain't nobody coming to my shows? Because you ain't giving a show, bro.
You know, I think so somebody said this to me. The reason why, like, a lot of the younger artists, like, they're so impressed with, like, double time rap and speed rap is because a lot of them came up in a generation of melodies and auto-tune, right? And so, like, you know, a lot of times people be rapping double time, they still mumbling and they're not really saying anything. Like, it's just a bunch of whatever. And so it's like it's funny to me when I hear rappers. When like, I do get a kick out of trolling, like, rappers or whatever you want to call them, when they clearly, as rappers, they're not really trying to say anything dope. They ain't trying to give you no punchlines, no bars, no content. It's just like, hey, come do this, hey. But, you know, so they're not making an attempt to be a dope rapper, but they get defensive when you say something about rapping over vocals. And I think like, so for me, I think like rapping over vocals may be the last frontier for a whack rapper, because like you know what I'm saying, like clearly you don't care about being dope. You don't care about saying nothing dope. You know, but like, that's the one thing they get defensive about. And it's like, for a lot of people, when they get defensive, I ask them, so are you trying to? Do you call yourself an MC? Do you call yourself staying true to hip hop? And they be like, man, I'm just whatever. I'm like, well, you should. Well, this doesn't apply to you then. Like, real MCs don't rap over vocals. Like, if you don't, like, so if you don't consider yourself being true to hip hop, being true to the culture, the craft, the art form of MCing, then honestly, this doesn't apply to you. Clearly, you've been okay without doing hip hop. So why does the rapping over vocals thing bother you?
Right. Hit dog holler. That's what it is. And I think too, even I even say, even if they want to be, I ain't a businessman, I'm a businessman. Like, all right, you want to be on that tip, you want to hustle, bro. They still give you better quality. Even if you don't, being a real MC will actually give you better quality and get people to come to you. So, like, they still hustling backwards, even if the ideal is to hustle and not do it for the art. So, yeah, they gonna learn. Keep fighting the good fight,
ain't get no money nowhere. Them niggas ain't get no money.
Exactly.
Right. It's a fight, man. Right.
And again, that's why I salute. You know what I'm saying? Cats like you, because it's like, yo, y'all out here actually doing it. These cats want to be bedroom rappers, and, you know, I'm literally in the bedroom right now, but these cats want to be bedroom rappers, and they want the
hey, I'm in the minivan, bro. I'm in the rat cat minivan.
It is what it is, y'all.
Outside playing, yeah.
Right, y'all. It's still sunny over there. I'm kind of mad. The sun went down over here. But anyway, what we're going to do, speaking of real raps, we're going to go ahead and play two of your joints, man. Let these people know what you got. So we got Principles and Standards, and then we got Black is Beautiful featuring Young RJ, MegaRan, and the homie Eric Roberson. And then we're gonna come back and let people figure out how they can get at you and get your merch and everything. So y'all stay tuned. This is the Enigma Sept Hour. You got time, baby. Boom, 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 and we back. It's your boy Enigma September, and this is the Enigma Sept Hour. I almost forgot the name of my podcast. I'm tripping. What you just heard was Principles and Standards, and standards. I say that country as hell. God damn. Principles and Standards, and Beautiful is Black, featuring Young RJ, MegaRan, and Eric Roberson. So, matter of fact, speaking of, I wasn't getting into the contact, but bro, Eric Roberson, Eric Roberson, how you pull that thing off, bro?
All right, so hey, I forgot. Did I send it to you as Beautiful as Black or Black is Beautiful? What did I send it to you as?
I typed Black is Beautiful.
Okay, no, okay. So I asked because I did another song with Fifth Child and Dollar Black called Beautiful is Black, and I was like, hope I didn't have a brain fart and send it to you wrong. So the song was called Black is Beautiful.
Let me make sure I have a brain fart, but you go ahead.
All right. Now, so what happened was, I apologize. I'm a little verbose. I don't know how to tell short stories. So 2013, MegaRan had a project called Trap. TV, radio, or poison. I had a project called Trap Out. True rebellion against poison, harm, and oppressed people. So we decided that it would be cool that if I hopped on his remix, right? Now, I'm a late bloomer, right? I was 30 years old at the time. My career didn't really take off until I was 27, and I wasn't mature as I needed to be, as kind of maneuvering, kind of through the culture in the game like that. And so all that to say, he sent me the record. I wrote the verse. I never recorded it. I really don't have no good excuse why I didn't do it. I fumbled the bag. I had opportunity and I just didn't do it. Right? Boom. So, but do that. MegaRan's he's always touring. He comes to Baton Rouge. He comes to New Orleans, and we linked up. Between me, he, and Alfred Banks, we all kind of established relationships. I did a couple of shows with him. Blah 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 blah. Fast forward, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm getting ready to drop my album, Search for Black Messiah. He hits me up. He was like, "Yo, I got this record. You know what I'm saying? I want you to hop on it." He sends me the beat. He's doing the hook. You know what I'm saying? Don't really tell me much about it. So I'm like literally like I'm in like the last stretch of putting together Black Messiah, and I didn't get to it right away. And so I was like, "Yo, can I have a couple more weeks? Cause I'm trying to finish this album up." He said, "Man, you got till October 5th, and I'm moving on." I'm like, "Shit," you know what I mean? So I went to the studio the next day. I dropped the verse or whatever. I sent it to him. So I sent him the record. I was really proud of the verse. MegaRan is an amazing MC. So I'm like,
right.
Man, I got to do what I do or whatever. So I sent him the record. And so I want to say later in November, him, Mickey Fax, and Alfred Banks, they was on tour and they stopped in New Orleans. And, Alfred Banks is like one of my best friends. I talk to him every single day. And he was telling me, yo, he's doing that whole album with Young RJ from Slum Village. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? He's doing that full album with him. And then, so after that, she was like, yo, we got Eric Roberson on the hook. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Like, what? And then he's telling me that we got two-time Grammy winner Daryl Jones playing the production. I'm like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is, and in my mind, I'm thinking like, why didn't you tell me, oh, this is a part of the record when you first sent it to me? Right. And I think he was trying to test me. I think, you know what I'm saying? But like for me at this point, man, like I've done a lot of collaborations since then, and I understand the importance of collaboration. But you know this, man, most importantly, like collaboration is great, but the brotherhood that comes with people that are in our tribe when it comes to hip hop, when it comes to MC and the touring. And so It's like, on top of like the opportunity to like have a bigger name, look, man, it's about like, I felt like I am a diehard Little Brother Justice League fan. And I found out about so many different groups back in the early arts by just Googling Little Brother features or Fonte features. Mm-hmm. And you find out about all these different people. And it was so cool to watch all the people who were friends work with each other from all over the country. And so for me, I want to carry on that legacy and tradition. So more than the look, you know what I'm saying, as a person who's like a big fan of the independent underground hip hop guys who really try to push it, especially being a Southerner, I take pride in being the Southern MC who does conscious rap from Louisiana.
Right.
And a place where people are not known for doing conscious hip hop, you know, on an album produced by a member of Slum Village with Eric Roberson and a Grammy nominated, you know what I'm saying? And then like MegaRan is my son's favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? So like you know, we got to work harder song together. But like that's, you know, my son's he's a young blur. He's into the video games and anime. So MegaRan's his favorite rapper. So like for me, like it was a really, really important collaboration all the way around, as a fan, as an artist, as a, you know, from a business standpoint or whatever. It was just a great opportunity for me, and I'm really, really lucky and blessed to be able to be a part of it.
Yo, I'm
Eric Roberson, bro.
Right.
Eric Roberson.
Right.
Eric Roberson, bro. Come on, man.
Like you said, like I got on Eric.
Like, come on, man.
I got on the Eric, you know what I'm saying, through the whole Fonte, you know what I'm saying, connection or whatever. So when they did
exactly.
The album together, I was all on it. Pause. I was like, yo, this my speed right here.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm thoroughly impressed. Both songs are dope. Man, yeah, you got one with that one. You got it.
Yeah.
So
what? I don't even know. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be promoting it like it's my single. Like most artists who got features don't do that, right? Like I might get in trouble for sending this stuff out to radio, but hey, man, like that's how proud and honored and blessed I am to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying?
First of all, for better or for worse, this podcast may be the best kept secret, so might be okay. I don't know. We might want to invite that controversy. We're like, hey, maybe work all around. But yo, if that happens, you guys go ahead and get us in trouble. How can the people get in contact with you? You know what I'm saying? If they want to hit you up, the merch, or hit you up, you know what I'm saying, with your music or whatever.
Gotcha. All right, so look, the home base is marcelpblack.com. I'm Marcel P. Well, on Facebook, you know what I'm saying, I got my government name, Brian Marcel Williams. I'm a Facebooker guy, so that's what a lot of my stuff is. But I still got my fan page, Marcel P. Black, Twitter, Instagram, at Marcel P. Black, MarcelPBlack. On all streaming pages, Marcel P. Black, you know, your titles, your Apple Music, your Google Play, things of that nature. There you go. Perfect. Spotify. Perfect. There you go. That's marcelpblack.com. There you go. And then, look, if you want to get the merch, marcelpblack.bandcamp.com. marcelpblack.bandcamp.com. I got CDs. I got T-shirts. I got the red roll face mask. You know what I'm saying? You probably can't see that in podcast, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, podcast. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah. It's red. It's a black mask with red letters. Yeah, I mean, you still got some of those?
Got the face mask. Man, we make them to order. Just hit them up. We make them to order. Like we get into where we can do all type of different colors. You know what I mean? Just hit me up and we'll get that done for you. Can we make it?
I gotta hit you up with that just off GP. Plus, I know Big Low got the Nod joints, but he be running out of them. So I'm like, all right, you keep running out. I'm gonna go to Marcel and get his joints.
We make them in the house.
All right.
Yeah, we make them in the house. You know, my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like my wife, we got like the vinyl cutter. We got the press. We make them in the house. We make them to order. So yeah. So yeah, just anytime anybody want. I sold a lot, but yeah, we just order one. We got you.
Okay, bet that up. I'm putting my foot in my mouth. I'll tell this man again. I'm gonna buy something. So I'm gonna make sure I'm a man of my word. So I'm gonna get one just so I can flex. I just want to flex on people. Y'all see it. Real rappers on rappable vocals. I can't even do it. My fingers too fat. Pause.
Right.
Boom, boom. All right. So we're gonna go ahead, man. Let you go. Honestly, I got like hella more questions, but I'm gonna reserve them. Hopefully, we can do a part 2. You know what I'm saying? Sometime in the future or whatever, especially when things get popping.
Anytime. I love to run my mouth.
Yeah, dog, we lights. That's why I see your post, and it's like every now and then I be like, all right, my man is tripping. I don't know about that shit. But 9 times out of 10, like,
so, hey, yo, when is your birthday?
September 27th. September 27th.
So you're not a Virgo?
Nah, I flip right over to the I got some.
I'm the 11th. I'm September 11th, but we still September.
That's what it is. That's. I said I got a little Virgo tendencies. I overthink. You know what I mean? Like. Yo, trust and believe.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then because I tell people the difference between September Libras and October Libras. Like September Libras, we more sociable. October Libras, they be moody because they closer to that Scorpio side. So, but as far as September Libras, we more uppity up. I tell people September Libras, you got T.I., you got Lil Wayne, you got T-Pain, versus October Libras, you got Eminem, you got Snoop Dogg, and I can't think of anybody else. Drake is a Scorpio, but he on the cusp. But anyway, regardless, we out here. Anyway, shout out to the Virgos. Y'all got Luda and Nas, so y'all win. Don't ask me why I know these guys' signs. I'm not that weird, Marcel.
You got the same birthday as Boosie.
Don't tell me that. No. God, Boosie? Shit.
I got Ludacris, you got Boosie.
No, you know what? I got Boosie and I got Trick Daddy and Lil Wayne.
Oh, bro. Oh, man.
Boosie, dog. God, oh, Lord. Boosie been wild.
You got all the toxic niggas, bro. You got all the toxic niggas.
Right. I used to brag about Wayne, like, all right, he at least one of the greatest, or at least the greatest between like 05 and 08. But god damn, Boosie? Shit. Anyway, we're gonna get up out of here, bro. Again, I appreciate you. Salute, you know what I'm saying? Peace and blessings to you and your fam. And yeah, again, send my condolences regarding your pops. It's one of those things where, at least for what I've been told, you know what I'm saying, that pain doesn't leave. So, you know, but as you go on, you know what I mean? Like, it don't sting as bad. So when it doesn't sting as bad, don't feel bad because it's just natural progression. You know what I mean? But yeah,
right. It's a process, man. I appreciate you. It's just the process we gotta engage. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me on here. I definitely want to come back and rock with you, talk more shit about whatever, and you know, anytime, you know, definitely trying to get back to Tallahassee when the world opened back up. Me and Steph already kind of talked about it a little bit or whatever, but you know, I had a great time when I was out there with y'all, and looking forward to do it again. Yeah, we're gonna do that, bro. And they're gonna put me on a bill so I can show you how I can rock it. Anyway, I'll let you go. Yo, anybody's listening? I do got a special guest next week. I'm not even gonna announce it because obviously announcing guests is bad luck. So you guys just gonna have to wait, but it's gonna be pretty dope. Other than that, guys, just keep your head up. Stay tuned for the Enigma Sept Hours podcast. Again, shouts out to Freedom Train Radio, and we out here. This is it. This is Enigma Sept Hour. You got time, baby.